All right, let's jump right into today's explainer, tracking the global pulse as of July 2nd, 2026. The frantic hype we saw over the past few years? That's really settled down. Today, we're actually laying the concrete building blocks of our future. Let's take a look at what exactly we're building.
To make sense of it all, we've broken things down into four main areas. First up, the Great Modernization Mandate, then AI's shift from hype to utility, the massive energy infrastructure boom, and finally, markets, geopolitics, and culture.
Okay, part one, the Great Modernization Mandate. There's this fantastic quote from the source material that really hits the nail on the head. It says the defining story of 2026 remains modernization, building the digital and physical infrastructure that will support the next generation of economic growth. I mean, we aren't just tweaking things at the margins anymore, right? We're doing a complete overhaul across tech, manufacturing, and energy. So, if you're feeling a major shift in your industry right now, it almost certainly traces back to this one, undeniable mandate.
Moving right along to Section 2, AI, from hype to utility.
We've officially crossed a massive threshold here. Think about the past few years. It was all emerging tech, lots of playing around and experimentation, but 2026, it's all about operational maturity. Businesses aren't just experimenting anymore, they're demanding measurable productivity gains. Foundation models are fiercely fighting it out over operating costs and efficiency now. The days of asking, hey, what can AI do, are totally over. Now the only question is, how reliably and cost-effectively can it do the job?
And you can literally see this maturity acting as a giant force multiplier everywhere. Take healthcare. AI isn't just a shiny research tool anymore. It's actively assisting with diagnostics and pushing precision medicine forward every single day. Over in the sciences, it's totally accelerating quantum computing and advanced materials. And for everyday knowledge workers, AI coding assistants and automation agents are they're just part of the normal daily workflow now. It's basically core infrastructure.
Because it's actually working so well, the capital is just pouring in. AI infrastructure spending is hands down the dominant tech investment of 2026. Think about it like the Industrial Revolution. We aren't just buying the shiny new machines, we're investing billions in the modern-day steel and railways to actually run them. So what does that mean for us today? Exceptionally strong demand for semiconductors and a massive expansion of global cloud capacity.
Which brings us directly to Section 3. The energy infrastructure boom.
So, as our digital systems explode in size, we inevitably hit physical limits. It's a direct, undeniable chain reaction. Step 1. Enterprise AI deployments accelerate. Step 2. All those new AI data centers cause electricity demand to absolutely spike. And that forces Step 3, skyrocketing investments in grid modernization. Our digital demand is literally rewriting long-term utility planning overnight, pushing billions into nuclear energy, battery storage, and major transmission upgrades.
But here's the catch. AI isn't the only thing stressing our systems. Nature's piling on too. We've got intense summer heat massively straining U.S. electric grids, while at the exact same time, European heat waves are hammering both infrastructure and agriculture. So put that all together, utilities are scrambling, trying to prepare for this sustained holiday peak demand on top of the AI power drain. Grid resilience isn't just a buzzword anymore. It is an absolute race against the clock to keep the lights on.
All right, let's zoom out for Section 4, markets, geopolitics, and culture.
As we head into the holiday-shortened trading session, investors have some serious tunnel vision. They are laser-focused on upcoming U.S. employment data and inflation expectations, which are, as always, really driving the second-half economic outlook. Interestingly, though, while the market is heavily rewarding profitable AI businesses, it's looking at global energy and oil markets and seeing a relatively balanced picture. It's a kind of measured, cautious optimism, despite the whole infrastructure scramble.
Stepping away from the markets for a second, let's take a look at the global pulse today. It is quite the mix. Culturally, World Cup knockout football is doing what it does best, completely captivating audiences worldwide. Geopolitically, we're seeing some major diplomacy, with US and Iran peace talks reaching a tentative agreement regarding the Strait of Hormuz. But of course, there's plenty of friction out there too. Florida just became the very first state to sue OpenAI over safety concerns. Meanwhile, down at the physical border, authorities just uncovered a massive 2,000-foot drug tunnel between Mexico and the US. Oh, and planning for the US 250th independence anniversary is steadily continuing in the background. It's a complex, dynamic world right now.
Now, despite all that friction, all the shifting geopolitics, the extreme weather, the massive strain on our power grids, there's actually a really reassuring takeaway here. Global supply chains and trade routes remain highly resilient.
The physical movement of goods around the world is holding remarkably steady. So yes, our global infrastructure is definitely feeling the heat, but it is proving to be incredibly robust.
And that brings us to the end of today's explainer. We've seen how the AI evolution is literally forcing a massive physical revolution across our energy and infrastructure grids. The modernization mandate of 2026 is officially here. So I'll leave you with this one vital question to think about. As AI reshapes our physical infrastructure, is your organization actively building for the future, or are you just living in it, waiting for a world someone else designed? It's a critical choice for the rest of the year. Thanks so much for joining me, and keep building.